Alright guys, so we're back on the Volkswagen here. We've got the engine out. It's a little bit messy down there. Got the hole cut out. A little bit's happened since you guys last watched. I kind of worked over the weekend when I was off. So we're gonna take a look. I added just a support bar in here, and I started a little box for the cage. I did attempt to bend a tube, but if you've never bent a roll cage before, it's not the easiest thing if you don't know what you're doing. So I had to do some research and kind of figure out what I was doing. So I got all my measurements here. So we're gonna have to have a 10-foot piece of tubing here, and then from what I've researched everything, we got the center point of the truck and the center point of the tube. And then we have our measurements to our first bend, which is going to be at 65 degrees. Then we have our measurements which is 9 1/4, to our second bend, which is going to be 25 degrees. These both have to add up to equal 90 degrees, so you're at 180. So we've got all that figured out. I just went to the metal shop and they're out of metal, so hopefully tomorrow we can go pick that up. We did get a new rear window and got the old window pulled out. The old window is not the correct window. It's out of like a Chevy Love or something. But this one's all OEM, should fit a lot better. And then today, since we don't have the metal, I think I'm gonna build the trans tunnel. So this new brace in here is gonna have an angled piece of metal that comes down and then runs straight all the way to the back. I did fab up like a cardboard cutout, the CAD. We got that for the Sparkos that we're gonna put in there. And I thought that I was gonna want to do it with a bent tube like this for the seat bracket, but my tube bender doesn't put a sharp enough 90 on it to have the seat sit level. So I'm gonna do this main tube that runs straight above this tube here, probably about 7 inches above it. It'll angle up 60 degrees up to this tube. And then so it'll run directly along here. We'll tie it into the back here with a straight up and down piece. And then we'll add a brace here that our seat rails can run off of, and probably a brace here that our seat rails can run off of. So hopefully we can get that figured out today. I did full weld in the mounts, well, what I could reach. I still gotta, when I get the car on a lift, I'm gonna finish welding up everything, but it was kind of a pain to get the engine out, so I clearanced out that hole a little bit more. So we'll see how it goes, but I'll get a little bit of the recording done, and we'll be back and see how it's going once I get these bent up. I'll probably record a little bit of the bending process just so you guys can see. And we did get a new to me tool, abrasive saw, just to make all the cuts a little bit easier, because I was cutting everything with the angle grinder and it was kind of a pain. So we're gonna kind of get started on everything. So we got the first tube bent up and welded, tacked in. So this is what I'm thinking for it. Is this top tube here is what I was talking about. It's on a 40-degree bend, goes all the way back to here, and then we're gonna tie in from top to bottom here to get it to so we could do our seat mount straight across instead of the tube bent, since the tube bender won't bend the 90-degree sharp enough. So we're gonna do that, do 2 seat brackets, one there, get the seat mounted in, because really the next step we have to do for the whole process, since the motor can be set in, is to get the right steering angle and the right seat position. And then again, once we get the metal, we'll be doing the rear hoop and then tying it all in. So, but this is the plan for now. I did get some sheet metal from the metal shop whenever I was there. It's a little bit of kind of a messed up piece, but I got 2 sheets of it for about $34, so can't really beat that price. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a try. We did get some angle iron too, to try and tie in our sheet metal on that bracket. So the angle iron will run across the bottom piece, and then we'll tie it in and over, bend it over and make it look nice. And then the trans that we're using is a BMW trans, and they sell a chassis mount shifter linkage. So basically we'll have a bracket there And it looks like we're gonna have to shorten it because right now the shifter sits about here and we want it about here, so it's like 12 inches long and we're gonna have to shorten it about 6 inches, but with the chassis mount it'll be nice and have good shifts. So I'll go ahead and do a little time lapse of the tube bending and tacking this thing in. So we'll give that a tack and see how it looks. So 7.5, 7.5. All right, so now we're gonna make a cross brace for the back and then start making the seat mounts here. So we'll get started on that. We've got quite a bit done here. I got a piece cut out, just a double hole notch here to brace for our seat bracket. So like I said before, we're gonna do, let's see if we get this to fit in here. All right, looks good. So we'll get that leveled up and we're gonna have to build another one of these for the back bracket. And then I cut out a little piece of plate. So we got just little pieces here. This is 1/4 inch. I know it looks thinner than that, but it's still kind of hot. It's gonna be plated in here so that just gives it a little bit of, I guess, strength. Spreads out the load a little bit. This metal in here is not very thick, so we're gonna do that. I want to attempt to get the seats in today, but it's kind of getting late in the day, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all that done. I may have to work on that a little bit tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can cut up another one of these for the rear. Kind of measure out for the seat bracket this here. So get this set in there. I want it to be about level with this piece here. So it looks about right there. So we'll kind of get this all mocked up and see how it goes from there. I'll give you another update pretty soon here. So it's been a few hours. GoPro died on me, so I've been working a little bit so we could get a little bit further, and tomorrow hopefully we can finish this up. But you can see the progress we made. We've got one seat bar just tacked in. We've got the 2 connecting bars here and then one on the other side. Everything's leveled out. Got that rear brace tacked in. Everything's just tacked in right now because I want to make sure I can get the motor in with this giant trans tunnel in here. But started cleaning up the floors just because I knew I wouldn't be able to do it once the seats get in. That side's got a little bit we got to repair, a little bit of rust. But you won't really see a difference because of editing, but we'll jump back on this tomorrow. We got to work tomorrow, but most of the day we'll be working. All right, welcome back. We've been working on the truck quite a bit. We got the seat mocked up in there so you could see how the positioning is. It's a little bit tighter than I'd like, so I think we're gonna have to make some adjustments. We're rubbing here, which is gonna make it real hard to get the roll cage in behind here, so I think we're gonna have to break these tacks down here and scoot them in about 1 inch so we get more angle away from the seat. That way we can fit everything. It's not a horrible driving position right now. I mean, it's just whenever you shut the door, it's definitely a little tight. I have room, but it's tighter than I'd like it. So I think we're gonna try getting these bars scooted over, but that probably will be another video. So next video, it looks like we're gonna be moving these over, getting the room in the seats, and mocking up the pedal box, hopefully. So that's the plan for now. I mean, it's not horrible in here, but I want it to be comfortable and make sure that when I'm driving this thing, I'm not super cramped. And we're definitely gonna want to get like a hydro e-brake somewhere in here, and right now there's not very much room. The shifter's gonna be kind of right here, So we need something to be able to pull and get the e-brake going. So but I think that's about it for this week. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. I know I kind of jumped around a lot, but that's kind of part of this. So see if we can get a little bit more done next week. Thanks for watching.